just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everything is wrong, everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. I think you better quit, letting this slip, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. I think you better quit talking that bitch. It's just one of those days, feeling like a freight train. First one to complain, leaves with the bloodstain.
Good for you, you fooled everybody. Good for you, you fooled everyone. Good for you, now you're somebody. Good for you, you fooled everyone. Leave your weapon on the table, wrapped in burlap, barely able. Don't get angry. Don't.
So you wanna be a rock superstar and live large, big house, 5 cars, you're in charge, coming up in the world, don't trust nobody, gotta look over your shoulder constantly. I remember the days when I was a young kid growing up, looking in the mirror, dreaming about blowing up the rock crowds, make money, chill with the honeys, sign autographs and whatever the people want from me. It's funny how impossible dreams manifest in the games that be coming with it. Nevertheless, you got to go for the gusto, but you don't know about the blood, sweat, and tears, and losing some of your peers, and losing some of yourself through the years past gone by.
What is going on, everybody? And welcome to the Countdown to Blue Ridge. We have exactly 124 days till Blue Ridge. How we doing, Mr. Jay Brooks?
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good. Sorry if the intro was kind of skipping there. Next time, I'm gonna reset my router right before we start because I think we got too much shit on the router.
Probably. And
We got about 3 TVs, Xbox, PS4. We have about 4 Macs, this PC.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Pretty much. So what happens when you're in a band?
Yeah.
Band, radio station, the whole works. But let's get started. I know a lot of you, we only got about 9 in here. Welcome, Grug. Welcome, Liam. We have some big announcement. This is episode 1. It is going to take a little bit for people to catch on and let people know what is going on and why are we doing this. But this kind of gives us an interaction between, kind of taking some off of Mr. Jonathan Sly. Granted, he has all the definite answers, but I know my man right here also, he is also one of the operations manager. So he does know a lot of what's going on behind the scenes. And that's why we're bringing it to you live here over at Asylum Radio. We're bringing the Blue Ridge Rock Festival questions, comments, answers. You need this man right here. He may be able to fill them in. You can also go, there is a link scrolling right at the bottom, Blue Ridge Rock Fest. You can go there for any of your general questions. We also have camping questions. All your lineup is on there, all your hotel packages, your VIP packages, all in full detail. One website says it all right there, Blue Ridge Rock Fest.
That's where you go. That's where you find it all. That's where the magic happens.
So, Mr. J. Brooks, we've got 102 bands announced so far.
102 so far. It sounds
102. What is actually the ending total that you guys are looking for?
I really don't know. I think John tells us all the time. He tells us, we're going to have a little over 100 bands this year, and next thing you know, John's got 120. John's got 130. So You never know what goes on in Mr. John's head.
I was gonna say right now we're shooting for 180 plus.
Hey, we've got 4 days and 6 stages, and we plan to rock as long as we can. But who knows the final number? Who really does? We'll probably months out before we know the actual number. But you never know.
For a once in a lifetime, probably one of okay, for the first in your lifetime, if you're out now, come to Blue Ridge this year, because I guarantee it's definitely probably not going to be the last time that it operates this way. I mean, we had the fall of the Warped Tour. Granted, there are rumors that Franz from Attila is, wanting to bring, Warped Tour back in 2022. Yeah. If it happens, it may happen. Cool. Yeah. But guess what? It's, there are those Warped Tour bands, which, we do have some of the bands on these stages this year that, are labeled Warped Tour bands. But I mean, that genre kind of varies all over the place because, I mean, Warped Tour went from nothing but punk to where, Of Mice and Men was on it. Memphis Mayfire was on it. I seen Miss May. So, yeah, it went all over the place. I mean, honestly, even though it's only in one place, this is definitely like almost a perfect replacement. But granted, you have to travel. Granted, you have to travel to do it, but hell, it's worth it. It's like if you lived in California the last 30, 40 years of your life and you want to go see one festival, guess what? You're going to the East Coast.
Definitely. We like to look at, other festivals and who they have. And, the last year or two, it's been a mix of all these other festivals. And why go anywhere else? Just come right here in the heart of Virginia. And this year, we're taking them for everywhere. I mean, it's just the magic is happening. That's for sure. We've got bands, coming on that I never thought in 2017 that we would see here, and growing from 2017 to now. It's been an amazing ride, and John has led the way since day one, and he never ceases to amaze me with how he brings the show to the fans. And it's always been 100% about the fans. It's not about him. It's not about anybody else. It's the fans. And that's why he does all these polls and why he does what he does. I mean, it's
right there in the name.
Yeah, the fan-driven rock experience, and that's for sure. And he stands behind it. Anytime we have a meeting, it's about fans. It's not, we can bring good ideas to the table, but if it's not what the fans want, that's not what John wants. It's about the fans.
Absolutely. And I mean, and that's what can really separate. I mean, and I'm not bashing on other festivals because, working for some of the bands that I've worked for, I've been to Rock on the Range. I've been to Rocklahoma, Welcome to Rockville. And like I said, I'm not dissing on them, but it's like a lot of the times with the festivals, when I first circuited those in 15 working for Nonpoint, it was like, oh, hey, long time no see. It's like I saw you at the last festival. Granted, yes, it was in the name, it's a Danny Wimmer festival or an AEG festival, which, like I said, I'm going to say it again, third time's a charm. I'm not dissing them because I love them. I love the atmosphere. The crew's always been humbling and very professional and very quick, on point and stuff like that. But it's like the first time I ever experienced Blue Ridge is when Nonpoint played, main stage. It was 2018.
Yeah.
Funny story. It was also the day that we were there was actually my birthday. Okay. So I can't remember mom's name. She was running around at the DeVault Vineyards.
Miss Sharon DeVault.
Yes, Miss DeVault. Yeah. That lovely lady decided, well, she gave me a bottle of wine for my birthday for free.
Right.
Well, then 2 more bottles from the band came after that. And then a water bottle from BC that he was like, hey, drink some water. You need some water. You've already drank 3 bottles of wine. I'm like, okay, cool. Little did I know it was not water. It was moonshine.
But yeah, they'll sneak up on you.
Oh, let's just say that night ended greatly. Great. I had a blast at the festival, but that was my first experience with Blue Ridge. It was
Fire, because I'm pretty sure 2018 was the car fire year.
yes, it was. And one of my good buddies, Marcus Rafferty, he was working for Lamb of God at the time. Lamb of God was playing that day. They were like, "This car set fire out here." We're like, "What?" So we're over here going to his page on Facebook Live, and sure as shit, there's a car just completely engulfed.
It's nuts because we were actually riding down the hill from the barn in 2018, and we were riding down the hill from the barn, and me and my buddy Chris, we were riding together. I believe it was Chris. We were riding down the hill together, and you're like, you know, this is where it is. This is going to let us know how today or how this festival is going to go. And as we crest the hill and come over, like it just, all you see is smoke and flames. And I was like, oh, we're fucked. But it turned out great. I mean, other than the fire, I mean, the person that owned the car, I'm pretty sure he just kind of came up and was like, they towed it away, and he just went right back into rock.
That's what we heard. Yeah. There were a couple cancellations because like before the festival even started, you guys got hit with a major rainstorm.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know the night that we were there, Jonathan Davis was supposed to be the headliner, and something that they didn't want to worry about the bus, you know, getting stuck down there because they actually had to be like right out after their set to get down to like Florida or something like that. So they're like, no, we're just gonna skip it. So you guys end up having Motionless in White actually headline that night, and man, did they put on a great performance.
Yeah, they did. Chris was pumped for that. Chris Motionless, he was pumped. I mean, we met him backstage a little bit before he went on, but he was so excited. He was like, I'm playing in a vineyard. I'm playing in a cow pasture. What gets better than this?
Right. And guess what? You're back in 2021.
Yeah.
You know, Motionless in White has always been like, I was just listening to it right before we hopped on here. It's like Motionless in White, that's just like my style I love. So it's like they've always been like one of my favorite bands, you know, Memphis Mayfire, Miss May I and stuff. I would say, like I said, any questions and stuff like that can go here. We will have a questions kind of at the end of this episode. We're going to run about an hour because this is only episode 1. We do have plenty more. I did want to bring up, I did see this on, there's a contest currently running, I guess, on the Fan Zone or on the, number one is go to the Facebook. There is a Blue Ridge Rock Fest fan zone. I think it's on the fan zone, or if it's on the Blue Ridge actual Facebook page. Invite friends, post on the actual event, not the post that's made, but you have to go to the event, post on the event, and you'll be entered to win 2 general admission 4-day passes. That is contest number 1. Contest number 2 is tag a friend in the comments of the post on the event. In the event, and enter to win VIP 4-day pass. So there is 2 contests go up. If you want to be entered, if you do not have tickets yet, you may have tickets. You want to, you know, give some away to a friend, or, you know, you could possibly win them. Go over to Blue Ridge Rockfest Facebook page. Look for the actual event, and then you will actually see the contest there. So make sure you hop on over and go and do that.
There will be plenty of contests throughout the time, and up until Blue Ridge. There'll be plenty of contests. So if you don't win anything in the next one, just wait for the next one.
See, there's something always up Mr. Sly's sleeve.
Of course.
I would say I did bring up to him right before we just went live. Jonathan Sly just posted. There was supposed to be a kind of an online get together with Jonathan Sly himself Monday. The tickets have sold out. They actually oversold, so they are booking a bigger venue in order to make this happen. So if you want to attend to this, go over to Blue Ridge Facebook page, reserve, buy your tickets or whatnot. That's this coming Monday. It's a Q&A with the fans and Mr. Jonathan Sly himself, one-on-one or one and the fans as well this Monday. So hop over there, hop onto the website, and then, get your reservations in. But enough with all the info. Let's talk about some of these bands. I'll say you got the list in front of you.
Yep, we do. I'm pulling it actually up on BlueRidgeRockFest.com/lineup. That's where you will always find our bands that are listed and in the order in which they are not playing, but the order in which they are being.
Or this website as well.
Yes.
There we go.
And there's tons of bands that have already been announced. I mean, it's ridiculous. We've already announced 102 bands. You just scroll down this thing and there's just bands all the way from top to bottom. But I mean, we've got a lot of local regional bands that are coming up. Far From Few, Splinter Reality, Pulses, Demise, Matt Erie Band. Shout out to Matt Erie. I see him all the time on here. Gravebound.
I'll say another, I don't want to say local favorite, but I will say local to the state is Our Friends and Seasons.
Yes.
It has already been announced.
Highly requested.
Yes. I know before I joined the band, this band, Magdalene, actually played with them, and I believe it was All That Remains or Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Actually, it was like one of the first Magdalene shows ever, and it was actually with Seasons. So, and Virginia, camaraderie, or usually that local scene camaraderie. It's like it was there. So we're hoping to make it on Blue Ridge maybe this year, if not next year. But fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Hands together. There are 78 plus more bands to be announced. So I was gonna say you guys have only announced one headliner so far.
Well, we've announced as far as the top 11. That's kind of how it's been pushed, of course. And announcement wise, we've got, of course, Five Finger Death Punch. That's a crowd favorite anyway, but in this area, when you get into Virginia, everybody loves Five Finger Death Punch. It's you love them or you hate them, and we love them. We're excited to have them on board.
I'm gonna say this is their first time playing, isn't it?
Yeah.
With Blue Ridge.
Oh, yeah. First time for them. We're looking forward to Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, definitely. Red Skull Cap, my boss over here at Asylum. I don't want to say boss, close personal friend Diego is definitely a perfect representation of Fred Durst. So we call him Mini Nookie or Mini Fred Durst.
Yeah.
He's a little bit short. Just wait till you meet him.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for Limp Bizkit. Last time I saw them was in 2000. I can't remember which. No, it was 98 Family Values tour.
Oh shit! That was a really long time ago.
23 years.
Damn.
Myself a little bit, but I'm not that old. But still, I was a little young going to that show. But
honestly, the last time that I saw him, it was Limp Bizkit was the headliner. Limp Bizkit, Stained, Cold, and Systematic.
Oh,
and I think that was 2000 or 2001.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I was on the Systematic street team back in the day.
I would say they were decent, for the time. I mean, I don't know if they're doing something separate now as far as individual members, but I know they were a good band live. They were very enjoyable on stage.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I actually heard them on Sirius XM one day on one of the stations, and it was one of their old songs. Nothing new, of course, but it was one of their songs back from 2000, and it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, Limp Bizkit, to me, that's amazing, and I'm hoping they're bringing in the greatest hits because that's I mean the greatest hits.
You know it's going to be about the greatest hits. You know it.
They're gonna get the crowd going. I'm telling you, I can't wait.
I would say they're gonna have a huge intro, and either they're probably gonna go into Nookie and probably end with Faith or something.
Who knows?
or they'll start with break stuff.
Yeah, it depends on the crowd and who's playing before them. Hopefully, amp the crowd up and get them going. Which there is nobody on this festival right now that is not going to get this crowd going. And I think it's hilarious because I see all of the people in the fan zone and all over the place talking about, Don, you need to stop. You need to stop bringing all these good bands because I don't know when I'm going to take a break. And honestly,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I do take a break. There's nobody on here I would want to miss. So
right,
I gotta suck it up and just listen, figure out which band you want to listen to while you go.
I will say, still kind of on the topic of Limp Bizkit, the show that I went to, we actually were talking about this on our Saturday show at the Looney Bin, because like I said, Diego looks like Fred Durst, and we got into a Limp Bizkit conversation. Me and JC were at the same shows at the Peoria Civic Center, and I know Jason Williams, operations manager, also for Blue Ridge, who we'll probably have the guest on. Actually, we're all at the same show to where I don't know what song it was, but they actually started taking the boards off the ice because it's a hockey rink underneath for the Peoria Rivermen. And so they started taking the boards off and actually carrying them, and people were crowd surfing on top of these planks. So then either it was Wes or Fred actually hopped onto one of the planks during one of their songs and actually started crowd surfing around the whole arena. Little did they know that, granted, everybody's probably drunk because Limp Bizkit's the headliner. They've already had about 5 or 6 or more beers. The whole back half was nothing but a sheet of ice when you were trying to leave the arena.
Well, they have that problem. There's just good old dirt underneath it.
Yes, let's start tearing up mud pits and, crowd surfing mud.
Well, I mean, kind of getting on a 2-part subject here, but with the crowd surfing last year, I don't know if you remember reading any highlights or seeing the highlights video that we had. We had actually Mosh Pit Jesus crowd surfing with an angel riding him, and that was awesome. I made for a great photo moment, video moment, and it shows up everywhere, and we heard it forever, and we probably never will not hear it.
We definitely will probably see him back again this year.
Oh yeah,
if not multiple Blue Ridge Jesuses.
We have a lot of the key players that you see at a lot of festivals will be at Blue Ridge. I keep in touch with a lot of them. I meet new ones all the time, but we do have a lot of players coming, and we're excited about them. But the second part of that was I didn't even get to see that because in 2019, most of the people here, I'm sure, remember, because I get it all the time. In 2019, on the first day, and if I'm not mistaken, it was I Prevail that was up, and I caught a crowd surfer wrong. I was trying to help out. Shouldn't have been.
No, you got hurt.
I got hurt, broke my foot in 4 spots, turned it around, and when the bottom of it was actually looking up at me, and I had to go in an ambulance and be taken out of there, and I did not get to stay for the rest of the festival. I was trying to think about doing a Foo Fighters thing and getting the doctor to cast me up and pull me on stage, but I'm no Dave Grohl, so I had to sit that one out, and I was sad. And I haven't been to Blue Ridge since 2019 now, so I mean everybody else hasn't either, but I missed the last couple of days, so I'm even more excited for this year, and I'm staying away from the crowd surfing and that. You're only going to see me walk up and down from the soundboard and across the stage. I'm staying away.
Yeah, let's keep it that way. I want to say, you got me now. It's like, trust me, I've been in that situation. There's a lot of people over here that.
I tell you, I go out in public though, and then somebody will be like, "You're that dude," and they never remember my name, but they're like, "You're that dude that broke your ankle." I'm like, yeah, that's me.
You're the broken ankle dude. You're the bad.
Right.
I would say so. We got Five Finger and Limp Bizkit. Who else are we looking at on those top spots?
Shinedown, which,
Definitely one of my heavy favorites.
yeah, I saw them a couple years ago with my wife. We went to here in Roanoke, Virginia. It's actually in Salem, which is on the other side of Roanoke. And we saw them. They never cease to amaze me. I love them. Great voice. I mean, just original all the way.
Yeah. I would say I do have another show over here. Who Gave the Drummer a Mic? We're actually looking at having Barry on as a special guest. But with everything going on, and festivals are coming alive, tours are coming alive, shows are coming alive. So it's like we know that a lot of the bigger artists and stuff like that are busy. Some people are in the studios and everything, but we do have Sunday nights, 5:00. Who Gave the Drummer a Mic? Come check us out. That's all I'm going to plug here. But no, Shinedown, yeah. I mean, just all around, all the guys are all good, and they usually have a nice little pyro show. So yeah. Who knows?
Who knows? You never know. Then we got Megadeth, which, I mean, that announcement was huge.
You got the whole tour package.
Yeah.
You didn't just get one band. You got all four of that package.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, John, way back when, we've been anticipating this festival for 2 years now, and some of the posts online and some of the polls, he had like Megadeth or Lamb of God or whatever. Who would have known you get all of them? It's crazy. But yeah, and Trivium along with them, Trivium's, we've had them at the Ridge, which used to be Phase 2, which is our new venue,
yeah.
The Ridge. We've had them there before, and they were amazing. I don't think they've been on Blue Ridge before.
Yeah, the last time I actually saw Trivium was Ozfest 2006.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's I think they just brought their second album out, their third. So, I mean, it was when they still originally had Travis as the drummer too. So it was still the original lineup at that time.
Right. They were amazing and good guys, one-on-one with the fans. And I mean, they're excellent guys. And we always love to have Trivium back.
And then, oh my God, definitely one of my favorite Christian metal bands, In Flames, coming all the way over from Norway.
Yeah.
Or Sweden. Sorry. Oh, jeez.
Sweden, yes.
Yeah.
I know we've got some fans from overseas. I'm waiting for the hate to come on here, but I don't know if we have any from Sweden. But yeah.
I'll say, speaking of Sweden, you know what? Just a little kind of break off here. Soilwork needs to come back out.
Yeah.
That was a band. The last time I saw them was that same Ozfest. They were on the second stage, and like their show. Just the music alone, but their show was just. You don't get to see, a lot of. I mean, you do, but you don't. You get, the bands that come across the pond and perform over here because sometimes, they just can't get over here. All they do is stay over there. But I mean, In Flames, actually. Non-Point working for them again. We did the Rise Up Fest, which is Seether's suicide awareness show up in Maine. In Flames was actually on that show, and that was the first time actually since Ozfest. Like, I think In Flames was on like 04 or 05. It was the Come Clarity album was the last time I saw them before working with Non-Point.
Well, it'd be good to see them this year.
Yes. Definitely one of my heavy favorites. And then the fourth one on that one is LOG.
Oh yeah. You can't go wrong with Lamb of God. And around here, you don't get God. I mean, they're a Richmond, Virginia favorite. They're native to us. They've been to Blue Ridge before, and they brought it last time, and they're going to bring it again this time.
So if you plan on attending the rest of the festival, make sure you avoid the wall of death. This is your consumer warning. Avoid the wall of death if you plan on staying till Sunday.
It and YouTube it so that you can see what's happening before, so you can figure out those spots where no one's moving, which isn't very many, but you can find that spot where you need to stand.
Yes.
And they
Their,
will-
their wall of death is usually monstrous.
Yeah, it is, and I think they attempted it. The last time they were at Blue Ridge, and it was something like small. Of course, we were really small then, so the wall of death was like, like a
Maybe 100 people, 200.
But now you're talking, 30,000 people out there. It's a sea of fans, and all of a sudden you're going to see that wall. I'm
Oh,
definitely.
absolutely. And especially with a year and a half of no concerts at all.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't even matter if you're 12, 13, 14 years old to 40 or 50. Guess what? It's like, I haven't done this in over a year and a half. I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah,
Well,
it's going to be nuts.
let's see if we can even get a wheelchair guy to sit there and take part in the.
Yeah, I hope he comes this year. I don't know if he's ever been before. I can't remember. Well, of course, I wasn't there in 2019 towards the end, so he may have been there. But we need to get him up there and get him participating.
Oh yeah, he'll be hoisted up. He'll be crowd surfing his wheelchair. It's always a good time seeing that type of stuff.
Well, we have a beaver too that comes across and crowd surfs. Yeah, some local guy or some. I don't think he's local, but he comes.
Oh, he comes in a beaver costume.
Yeah, no, an actual stuffed beaver and puts it on the
Oh.
fan. It goes over and it's amazing. People love it. I don't know what it is. Every festival's got their own, and that's what makes all these festivals. It's not a competition. Big time about hating anybody or throwing shade towards any festival.
Yeah.
It's all about having fun. It's just like going to concerts. We'd love for you to come see our concerts, but we would also love for you to go see other people's concerts. It's
Oh yeah, absolutely.
we want you to go see other people's festivals. We hope that you choose us number one, of course, but please go to other festivals because you want to see these bands over and over and over again. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But you make time for Blue Ridge this year. This is going to be the year, and we can say that every year because every year we're growing. But this is
What-
the year. This is the post-COVID year. We'll never have another post-COVID year. We hope.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just as you said it, you better be knocking on that ceiling up there. I see all that wood up there.
Yeah.
I want to say what I really do admire, and actually, me, Bruce, and Suzanne were out to dinner right before this, and we were just kind of like looking. I know one of the fans posted, kind of a lineup breakdown because some of the bands have actually released when they're playing, the individual days as far as Blue Ridge. What I'm really, really enjoying, and a lot of people were conflicting. I know there's a lot of drama on social media right now about it. Is the different festivals all happening at the same time? And the nice thing that I'm seeing about like with Blue Ridge and Incarceration, which granted this ain't about Incarceration, it's about Blue Ridge, but it kind of is because if you look at the lineup of Incarceration, the same, not to a T, lineup is actually here at Blue Ridge. So a lot of people were sitting there conflicting. Well, do I want to go to Blue Ridge or do I want to go to Incarceration? Yeah, granted, Ink, announced Mudvayne, and they haven't been around for a while, since Hell Yeah has been running, and it's the return of them.
Right.
You never know what's going on. But anyways, it's like, it's still, I'm loving that the lineup is kind of like staying to the same. So you're really not missing what you're missing the day before or, the same weekend that it's actually happening.
Right. That's awesome that works out that way. A lot of these guys, the CEOs and everybody, they have their own meetings and stuff, and they talk. And sometimes you can't prevent certain things from happening at certain times. And
No, not at all.
It is, and a lot of them are good friends, and some of them not so much. But they, I think it's all about the fans. I don't think it gets,
especially right now, coming back off of COVID.
yeah, and you just don't know what to expect. You don't know what date to put down, and it's been hard knowing everything that's been going on and wanting this to happen. And, you know, I think I can speak for anybody on the Blue Ridge team. It's hard to watch the fans want more and then not know if you're going to be able to give
it to them,
you know? And I remember when we had to cancel, I mean, it was like from last year from last year when we had to cancel because of COVID and everything. Like, it was heartbreaking for so many people. People were just crying out for music and help, and that was their relief, and help with mental health and all kinds of things, you know, and seeing that and just knowing that you can't really do anything. And that's something you've been doing, you know. We do the Blue Ridge Rock Festival, but John and I and a couple of other people, we're doing concerts at other venues throughout the area. And I mean, it was nothing for us to have 70, 80 concerts a year, I think, if I'm not mistaken, year still, you know. So we were getting people who were still doing things, and all of a sudden it just stopped. And you know, it's not fun to watch the people that you're enjoying time with really struggling to get through it. But, you know, it's been a rough road, but hopefully we can put that behind us. I think the big announcement was June 15th. June 15th.
Virginia's mandates will all be lifted.
And we just hope and pray that it stays that way, and that we can, number one, keep everyone healthy, and hope that this pandemic comes to an end or a very slow trickle. That the people that want to get vaccinated and do the things that they need to do. And, you know, we just hope to get back to a normal, whatever you want to call a normal world. But especially in the area of, you know, music, sports, whatever it is that people want to get back to find their health, their mental health, their well-being out music. I mean, I just, you know, it's crazy. I got my family. I love my family to death. It's music too that helps you get through sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. Music, concerts, you know, it's sticking those headphones on, or, you know, going to shows with friends. It literally is, you know, you sit here and work 5, 6, 7 days a week and stuff. And then, you have your family time, you have your friend time, you have your, you know, 40 to 80-hour work weeks. You're just like, sweet, I have this concert coming up. It's going to be bam. It's granted, you're not hopping on a plane, you're not taking a bus, you're not taking a train to get away, but literally music, concerts, all those is literally the other side of a world, to where you can just forget about what you just did the last 5 or 6 days. You know, you can forget about that 40-hour job, you know, plus hour job, all that. It's like, and go have fun, listen to music, and, you know, just go to a whole new realm, reality, dimension, whatever you call it.
But, you know, through this all, even though we've had all this going on, and music had slowed down and come to a halt there for a while, the fans, especially, and I can speak for the Blue Ridge fans, they stuck together. They helped each other out. There were more friends made during that time, just speaking to each other and chatting, and, you know, taking the polls and getting in little arguments about who's better than who and who should be doing what. I mean, it's been amazing to watch the conversations, and hilarious at times to watch some of the conversations, especially everybody bashing Todd.
We'll get into Mr. Todd Stone maybe next episode.
Yeah, we'll have to convince Todd. Todd's not a public speaker, from what I gather. We'll have to do something to try to get some words out of Todd.
Definitely. I would say, any of you over there, you know, go knock on Todd's Facebook page. And oh, there we go. We got Mr. Ferraccio. Todd Stone is the best. Awesome.
It's amazing.
So
Todd's been helping do this.
So we got Shinedown, we got Limp Bizkit, we got Five Finger Death Punch, we have the Metal Four of Trivium, Lamb of God, In Flames, and Megadeth. Who else is on this
we've got the rare show.
Oh yes. And definitely I was actually on tour when this actually incident happened.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I would say we have the ghost inside. If a lot of people do not, oh crap, he lost signal. He'll hop back in. If you do not know the story of the band Ghost Inside, you can go look it up, Google it, Ghost Inside bus accident. But there was a tragic accident to where they had a head-on collision with a semi-tractor trailer. The driver of the truck and the bus were DOA, but the drummer actually lost his leg. He had no idea what happened. All he knows is that he woke up out of kind of a temporary coma, and they had to amputate one of his legs. So we're glad to see them back, in action. I know, do believe they did have kind of some short runs in 19, maybe the beginning of 2020, but they are actually going to be joining us here at Blue Ridge. I don't have the date on it. Still waiting for Jay to come back in. I don't know what. Oh, there he is. You there? Oh, you muted your mic. Mr. J. You muted your mic. I think he's trying to figure out from his phone. But yes. Yep, I hear you.
All right. Sorry about that. My iPad died on me for some reason, which is crazy because it's plugged in. You got to love technology, but you don't get to look at my beautiful face. Now you get to look at this little guy bouncing when I talk.
I'll say you definitely need to get a lightning cord for it.
Yeah, it's hooked up to one, but you never know. Technology at its greatest.
Yeah, probably the program's draining it, but no, I kind of filled him in with the what actually happened to the Ghost Inside. So they will be joining us. So it's definitely going to be awesome to see them, back doing what they love. Still original lineup, I do believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Awesome. And again, super rare performance. So it is awesome to see them. Who else we got besides Ghost Inside?
Then we start getting down to like Cypress Hill.
Yes.
That is a crowd favorite. I know I say that about all of them, but Cypress Hill, man, that goes old school. That's when you're going to start getting the people in their 40s and 50s up and ready to go.
Hey, buddy, I hit 40 this year. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
I'm almost there.
But yeah, Cypress Hill definitely even like late grade school into high school.
Yeah, sure.
I would say next you're going to announce House of Pain or something.
Oh, heck yeah.
Bring Living Color back.
Yeah. Whew. That's having one of those every year would be great. So far, we've had quite a few people that come on that are, have been in from the years past, but I know the last couple of years we had tried to, always bring new people, but that we always welcome back some of these favorites, but we'd love to see some of these other ones come on the next few years. That means you got to get on those polls and you got to make sure that you're hitting it up and showing John Sly and Jason Williams who it is that we want.
Well, I was saying, not only with Cypress Hill, if we want to go kind of same time era, maybe actually a little bit before, we got Ice-T and Body Count.
Yeah. And we'll see them this year, that's for sure.
And then, we're going to kind of keep to the, the hip hop, mixed with metal and rock and stuff like that. We have Rev Run from Run DMC.
I'm excited about that one.
That
I
one is
never
dope.
thought I'd get a chance to see him.
That would be cool. You know, I was gonna say maybe a surprise announcement that Aerosmith is playing too.
Oh, shh.
We know
Maybe next year. That's
have a walk this way reunion.
yeah, that ooh. and around here that would be amazing. That would be a great ending to a festival to do that. Trying to think, we still got God, there's so many bands, it's just ridiculous. Gojira, I'm excited about them. And Skillet. John announced that, you know, his favorite band. He was excited for that. Skillet also one of my top bands, and I've followed them for years. They're great people. They're great musicians. But they're bringing their full pyrotechnic performance. And if you've never seen Skillet with their pyro,
it's huge.
It's amazing. I mean, it's simply amazing.
We're not just talking like pyrotechnics with fireworks and flames. They, if I do recall, the last time that I saw them, they actually had a hell of a nitrogen show.
Yeah, he shoots out of his arms like Iron Man. Like,
yes,
John Cooper gets up there and brings it to the house. It's ridiculous. And if I'm not mistaken, on one of the shows, I don't know if they do it for every show or not, but he like comes down from the ceiling and everything like that. They have him like hooked up the straps, and you know they bring him down from the ceiling, and then of course their video board that plays behind them is just a huge LED video board. It's amazing. Yep.
I would say keeping on to Skillet, it's and it's kind of tying into it. It's like, what are you guys looking at as far as like, are you guys actually having an opening stage or a closed stage, you know, to make all this happen?
Well, I mean, it's from what I understand, it's going to be a closed stage for that one. I don't know 100% because, like, you know, like a lot of things, the stage thing has gone back and forth, but I'm pretty sure it's going to wind up being a closed stage, but it might have a front end on it that is actually allowed for some of the pyro and everything that they'll be using. Of course, a tall set, but we're definitely expecting the full pyro from them. And hopefully, like some of these others up here, we hope to see some pyro from them too, but I'm looking for
Five Finger and Megadeth will have pyro.
Oh yeah,
they always do.
Yeah, it's crazy. Dealing with that pyro, you got to get used to it. That's something for sure. If you're ever able to get on stage and do that stuff, it's something you got to be careful with.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's an amazing show. Then after Skill, we got Anthrax.
Yes. Definitely a heavy favorite. Definitely a heavy favorite with, you know, the hair metal guys that are in there. Yeah. I'll say Anthrax also announced Testament.
Yes.
I would say I know working for Rob from Nonpoint he's a big thrash metal. So trust me, I know he's definitely looking forward to seeing and hanging out with those guys.
Yeah, and it's crazy the genre mix or the mix in the music scene that is here, because you go straight from like, you know, Cypress Hill, Run DMC, Anthrax, Skillet, Black Label Society. I mean, Zakk Wylde. We don't get, you know, much better than that. I'm sure he'll kill it with some solos. Theory of a Dead Man. Haven't seen them in a while. Looking forward to them.
Todd Stone says we sacrificed a car again this year, right?
Yeah, Todd's car. He just got a newer car this year, so we're gonna go ahead and sacrifice his car.
That's great.
Kill Switch Engage. Always excellent guys. We had them at the Ridge a couple years ago. We've talked about Trivium, and we got Falling in Reverse, Ronnie Radke, bringing it. He had the #1 rock song, I believe, for last year.
Popular Monster.
Popular Monster. Yeah, kind of suits itself. I mean, it was everywhere. I know in my house it was playing all the time. I
Right.
started listening to it, and then my family started listening to it. My wife drives down the road bumping it, so I can hear her coming down. She got into it, so they're all looking forward to seeing Ronnie Radke and Following in Reverse. We got Asking Alexandria,
Yes,
amazing group
definitely.
of guys. Under Oath, which happy to see them again. Saw them a couple years ago. They've been with us once as Under Oath.
You're killing me, Jay.
Yeah.
I would say Under Oath coming back. It's like now we need to bring Seosin in here.
Yeah. We got Rev Run, Body Count, and POD.
Yes.
They're performing Satellite in its entirety. And that's one of John's other favorite bands, POD.
Oh yeah. Toured with those, actually toured with those guys. Nonpoint, POD, actually two tours. Very cool dudes.
Yeah. And we're bringing it in with Clutch, big fan favorite, highly requested through the years, as well as Beartooth.
Yeah.
I love Beartooth's drummer. He's he's an amazing drummer. Good guy.
And then you actually brought in their tour partner too.
Yeah.
Got Wage War in there.
Yep. I'm trying to remember if we had them before. I don't think we've had them before, but I saw them a couple of years ago. One that kind of snuck in on me was Sabaton. Bringing it in, Sabaton. And Tech Nine.
I was say he's a return favorite.
I did not expect him to be as big as he was last year, and I mean the crowd just keeps wanting more from him.
Yeah, no, he puts on a good show. He honestly does.
Yeah, they love it, and we got Pop Evil, which we're happy to see back. We had them a couple years ago at the club. Motionless in White, great to see Chris come back, and then one we just announced, The Who.
Yes, actually, somebody mentioned that.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be different. I can't wait to see what they're going to bring to the stage because it's going to be a heck of a show. I've never even seen videos of their live show, and I don't think I will. I think I'll just wait and see it at Blue Ridge.
Right.
See what they got to bring.
They've had all the way from Mongolia, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And their voice, I love it. It's amazing that they can get their voice to do that. It just sounds really good. I liked it when you used to hear stuff way back in the day about them really doing that, but to bring it to this genre of music was genius.
Right.
And then we have Bad Flower, great guys.
Yep. Seen them in Bloomington, actually. One of our ops managers, Jason Williams, he's actually had him at his old venue, the Castle Theater.
Yeah. Crowd favorite here, Ink, Ice Nine Kills.
Yes, they always put on a great theater show.
Yeah, we're excited to have them.
I'll say, did you find out what their theater is actually this year?
No, I do not know.
So it's still unreleased. Usually they usually have a specific theme for like each tour. So it's definitely one to look for.
We got Seven Dust. Always, Seven Dust is highly requested around Virginia, but they love Seven Dust.
ATL. Yep.
Avatar, highly requested the last couple of years. We had them at the club a couple of years ago. They had great attendance. They put on a great show.
Oh yeah, their theater shows actually pretty amazing too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing August Burns Red.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started. Freaking that drummer right there, August Burns Red.
Fever 333. I'm excited to see them. I've heard them, like their music, never seen them live.
I've never seen them live, but I've heard a lot of people talk about their show, just like intense. Like
Yeah.
just downright. The band is even intense themselves.
That they are. Another intense band. We came as Romans.
Yes. Rest in peace, Kyle. So it's definitely good to actually see them, back out at it again.
Yeah. We got Atreyu.
Definitely one of my faves.
Yep. We got Wage War. We talked about them. Good to see them back and coming through with their friends. All That Remains. I love All That Remains.
Oh, yes.
Wait. Let's see. All That Remains. We got The Return of Drugs. That surprised me. I had to look them up and remember some of the stuff about them. I didn't think that was going to come back.
Right? I mean, last year, if you honestly think about it, there was a lot of returns that a lot of people were like very shocked.
Yeah.
Drugs return, Stained return.
Yeah. Mudvayne.
Mudvayne's return this year.
Oh yeah.
There was a couple more last year that were just huge. I think there was a talk of also Adam actually getting back with 3 Days Grace.
Oh wow.
Like I said, talks. Never knew if the rumor was actually true or not, but I know last year there was supposed to be a lot of returns from bands that haven't been together for 10, 15, 20 plus years.
Yeah. We got Knocked Loose. Corrosion of Conformity. We had them, I believe, a couple years ago, starting into some heavy stuff.
Right.
Old school. We got Crown the Empire.
Amazing dudes. Just like we were talking about earlier, one of those, quote unquote Warped Tour bands, but it's good to see them actually all over the place.
Yeah. And this band has been hitting it hard the last 2 years and got a lot of people through the pandemic, from ashes to new.
Yes.
New music all the time, always doing something, hosting Sirius XM. They've done a lot over the last year and a half to 2 years. And they did a lot of collaborations. They even did a collaboration with Jen Ledger from Skillet.
Yeah.
On a Papa Roach song, and it was great. If I'm not mistaken, it was Gravity. Great song.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, that's the one that Jacoby does actually with Maria from In This Moment.
Yeah, and Jen Ledger killed it. I mean,
Nice.
she killed pretty much anything that she gets involved in, but she killed that song with them. It was a great cover.
I'll say I was gonna say I really can't. Never mind. I'm gonna scratch that question. Never mind.
Okay.
Well, because I know there's actually there's a show actually coming to I believe it's the Norva. It's actually Skillet Ledger, which is her side project,
Right.
and From Ashes to New.
Yeah.
If I remember right, those three are actually on tour. Even though the side project is also,
yeah.
So
we got Fit for a King. This will be my first time seeing them live.
those dudes, if you like, we talked about Lamb of God throwing down.
Yeah.
Damn, Fit for a King is, you like your. I don't want to sit there and say that New England metalcore stuff, but Fit for a King. You just better prepare for a mosh pit. That's all I gotta say from start to finish. Lamb of God is the same way, but if you haven't heard Fit for a King, go check them out. You need to prepare yourself.
Chris Jericho and Fozzy.
Yes.
Excited about that. This will be again my first time seeing Fozzy live. I've been all around them, but not actually seen them live.
Great live. Chris puts on a great show. I've seen a couple times.
We got Drowning Pool, who I've seen probably 50 times, and I still want to see them 50 more times.
Oh yeah.
Great guys. Yeah, I've seen and met those guys quite a bit. Great guys. And then we have Escape the Fate.
Yes.
Excited about that, to have both Escape the Fate and Falling in Reverse.
Yep. If you don't know the history between the two bands, go look it up.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. And I mean, if you go on YouTube, you can look it up and see kind of the history that went behind that. And it's awesome to have them together.
Yeah.
It's a long story, but it has a good ending.
Well, and that was actually another tour that was canceled last year. It was actually a Falling in Reverse and Escape the Fate actually on one tour.
Yeah.
Just like you know, granted, you know, a lot of the bands that, you know, we are having this year are actually on tour together, which is definitely awesome how it just lines up that way. And, you know, us collaborating with INK, not officially, but, you know, like some of the bands that we're having are playing Incarceration. Some of the bands that are in Incarceration are playing Blue Ridge. But another one, actually, I don't know if you quite got to yet or if it was on the list, but Killswitch Engage, we've already said, but their counterpart, Light the Torch.
Yeah. They were actually up next, Light the Torch. Yeah, it'd be great to see them. And then this next one, over the last 2 days, I've been seeing stuff. I'd never heard of them before now. And I've been watching stuff the last 2 days and listening to it in Spirit Box.
Yeah,
has blown up the chats, has blown everything up. And they're making their U.S. debut with the one and only Blue Ridge Rock Fest, and we are excited. It's going to be great. I've got to definitely make time to see them. And
it's funny because actually my drum show here, we actually had Zevros, their drummer. If a lot of people don't know about Spirit Box, they are a Canadian-based band, but their drummer is actually kind of local. He's actually from Pennsylvania. So I sat there and told him, you know, he didn't really know as far as the details because he just became the drummer. But it was awesome because I was like, man, it's like if you come through, you know, we got plenty of venues down here. We got a festival that rolls through here, and today Spirit Box gets it out. So, you know, me and Zev are gonna have a run in. We had Miles Claiborne also from Saul. So, you know, me and Saul's gonna be hooking it up as well. So it's kind of cool actually kind of collabing is like some of the bands that, you know, we're having on. Also, it's like, you know, some of their drummers, you know, kind of doing a thing with them. So it's cool that we're actually all going to end up being in one place. And if people don't know, Mr. J here is also a drummer himself. So, you know, stay tuned. Maybe we'll actually have Mr. J talk about his kit and his, you know, all info on it.
Yeah, we could do that one day. Who knows? I've got a couple of them, but I don't know. That we'll say that's for some drum talk.
Right.
We've got Non-Point, of course, one of your faves.
Always.
Miss May I, glad to see them on the tour.
Yes.
Bad Omens.
I would say Miss May I actually, the year that we played 2019, Miss May I was there 2019? Or I might be thinking of somebody else.
I think 19. I'd have to look again.
Somebody said, where's the female fronted bands? Spirit Box is one of them.
Yeah. Spirit Box.
And there are over 70 plus more bands to announce. So
yeah, I mean, we got Stitch Up Heart. That's a female fronted band.
There we go.
Tara Lynch.
Yeah.
And there's still more to be announced, of course, because there's a whole lot more that haven't been announced. You never know who will sneak in there. Misty Eyed, which is, I believe, a regional band. We've got some female singers in there, and I anticipate some more. But I mean, literally, this list just goes on forever. I gotta give a shout out to Below 7, our boy Todd. Those guys have grown a lot in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Happy.
We were actually, we were supposed to actually do a show with them down in Mississippi this actually past weekend. But they end up actually having to cancel. We end up actually having to cancel due to a family emergency. So we were not able to make it. But yeah, we were actually supposed to share the same stage and actually kind of actually start that introduction actually off.
Yeah. We got Chelsea Grin. We got Hell's a Poppin', the circus.
Yes.
Circus sideshow.
I actually saw them on the Avatar tour down in Destin, Florida. Freaking that show is amazing.
Yes, it was really good. We had them here at the club, where the Ridge is now. We had Hell's a Poppin' open for Avatar. It was great. I wasn't expecting that, and I didn't know of them before that, so I kind of waited on that. Adelita's Way, always good to bring in. And we got Fire from the Gods, big in the last 2 years or so, maybe a year and a half. And Texas Hippie Coalition. Man, Blue Ridge loves Texas Hippie Coalition. I mean, he came every year but last year, to 2019. He was there for 17, 18. He was requested for 19, that's for sure. I don't know what the deal was with that. You'd have to ask John. I don't know what was going on with that, but he's back this year. We're excited. He puts on a heck of a show too.
Yeah.
But we got El Nino. We got Slaves.
Yes, that's one of the returns. Also, that was last year. El Nino's return.
Yeah.
That's freaking epic.
Yeah. We got Slaves. We got Saul. We got Spite. The 3 S's. Slaves, Saul, and Spite. It's good to see Spite back. Islander. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah. Local Southern Carolina boys.
Yeah. And I mean, we just get into it, and the band just keeps going on. We got Stitched Up Heart, Another Day Dawns, Burden of the Sky, Black Satellite. Black Satellite's been playing a lot here lately.
Yeah, I think you guys just joining right there. That's scrolling on the bottom. You can go to Blue Ridge Rock Fest and click on the tab that says lineup. So there's been 102 bands announced so far, and there are over 70 more still to announce.
Yeah.
Right now, we're kind of getting into the local regional acts there are 6 stages.
Yeah.
Where they're going to be at, who they're going to be located, that is all still up for determination. That news this show is episode 1. We are kind of actually going into the details. A lot of people have been into the Blue Ridge Rock Fest fan zone. If you are not part of that group, hop over to Facebook right now and actually, get, apply within. I believe you have to apply in. Admin has to get you in, but check it out. There's a lot of information that's there, but we're kind of actually bringing a live, up-to-date, thing every Friday at 8 Eastern Time, 7 Central. Me and Jay will go live. We'll actually have some guests on. We may actually even have some of the bands or members of the bands actually hop in with us and kind of be a special guest, talk with us. But this is all a stepping stone up to, we have 124 days left till the very first day, September 9th of Blue Ridge Rock Festival. So make sure you guys get over to the webpage, get over to the Facebook, Instagram, like, subscribe. Also, hop onto the Asylum Radio Network, how you're watching this, and actually like, subscribe, because Mr. J here will be joining myself and, like I said, some special guests every Friday.
Yep.
Giving you details. And so if you want a live update rather than having to scroll through Facebook and try to find everything because we know it's a bitch, tune in every Friday.
Yeah. Hit us up. Put some stuff in the questions and comments so that we can read it. We've been reading some of you guys' comments. It's great to see all you guys here. And
definitely spread the word. Definitely spread the word. I was gonna say, so far, what actually, that is a question of myself. So far, how big of attendance are we looking at right now?
Well, that's hard to tell. because a lot of people
Or you
are-
have a general idea?
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing a lot of like, VIP 1, VIP 2, and actually some of the hotel packages are completely sold out.
I mean, it's already probably easily to say in the tens of thousands. Like it's gotten to the 10,000 plus, range right now, and that's just this still early out with the tickets. I mean, I would
say it's only May.
yeah, it's so hard to tell because the market. I mean, you've got people getting tax returns back and stimulus checks, and once they get that, they're going to be ready to rock and helping them out. Hopefully, they take care of their families and stuff. But with what little they have left over, maybe come out and see a rock festival and think of us, of course. But who knows? The sky's the limit. I mean, now that they've opened it up, I think our limit was with the mandates and the government. I think we were like 30,000 or something like that. But this opened it up. Hopefully we see, 40, 50,000 people there. I'd love to see just a sea of fans. That would be great. Ashley Roberts asked, do we know when the layout of everything will be released? Not an exact date, but I can tell you it's not far away. The stages and everything, John and his guys are working on that and trying to figure out the best way to make that stuff happen. But it's not going to be far away. We're going to try to get everything together. And when I say we, it's a team. We're a huge team or a small team for a big event. We are going to make sure that we get that information out to you so that you can start planning what you want to do, what lines you want to be in, what stages you want to be in, and then letting you guys calculate how you want to do everything. I've already seen a couple Excel sheets going out of who's going to see what and who they think is going to play what day and whatnot. And I've seen some that look kind of close and some of them not so close at all. So just think about it.
I would say I did
awesome.
come across one that was pretty accurate. And he had to have, with 100 bands that's been announced, he literally went through 100 bands, and their event pages, and actually researched what day that they announced that they were going to be at Blue Ridge. So his has been the closest so far, I think.
That's
but
awesome.
He literally did not have everybody. I think he maybe had 30 or 40 of the 100 bands there, whatnot. But I mean, 180 plus bands, guess what? It's going to be all over the damn place. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be all over the place, but you just got to pick which band it is you want to see next, or stand in between them, or figure out how you want to do it.
Yeah.
They're going to be rotating stages and trying to get everything done. So it's going to be great. The two main stages are going to be kicking off later in the evening and blowing the grass off the ground. And, we're excited about that. And then you've got one thing we did not announce was Steve-O.
Yeah, I was going to say.
MC. What the heck? I mean,
can we expect him with some jackass stuff going on? Did he say?
It says delivering stunts and comedy. So I'm pretty sure he's going to get kicked in the nuts. So that's pretty much everywhere. That's like his thing. But I mean, it's going to be awesome. I've been a fan of Steve-O and Jackass for years. Never seen any of the guys live or met them. So it'll be nice to maybe get a chance to do that and fanboy out for a minute and see Steve-O. But yeah, a lot of the logistics on the festival are going to come out soon. They're going to come out and show you maps and diagrams and everything when that time comes. And I can probably speak for John on this part and make sure you just stay patient, because we want to make sure that the information that gets to you is the right information the first time. We don't want to upset any fans, and we don't want something confusing anyone. We want this to go as smooth as possible. And, it's all about you guys, and it always has been. And it's going to be a great year. I can't get over how excited I am to see Blue Ridge 2021 happen.
Definitely. And now that, moved out here from California last October, so it's definitely thank you, Mr. J and Jason, also for, giving me the opportunity to actually be part of this team and, allowing us to do this also.
Hey, yeah.
Mr. Jonathan Sly, thank you, sir, for, allowing us to do this. It's definitely an honor. One question I did see up earlier in the comments, do we have a possible, or do vendors and food or merch and stuff have a time frame on when, obviously, submissions and when you guys are going to do announcements?
Okay, so vendors. I'm in charge of vendors, and this is probably somebody who asked a question that has been on my email. We are taking vendors. They're submitting them, and I'm telling you, we are just shy of 100 vendors requesting to come in for the venue and for the festival. And I mean, they're killing it. I mean, there's so much barbecue and hamburgers and so much fast food and nice fatty food out there, to feed everybody. And then we got some vegan entrees, which we talked about last week on the fan page. We have some vegan options, some healthier options. Ice cream, pizzas, you name it, shirts, merchandise, all kinds of stuff. Right now, we're in the process of hiring someone that's going to take over the vendor spot. I was just kind of filling in interim to try to get the emails and put some stuff together and organize it for that person when they get here. So when that person comes in, which will hopefully be in the next few weeks, we will hit the ground running, and they can help make some decisions and work with John and TW or Terry and Kara, part of our team, on putting that stuff together so that we can get the vendors ready to go, so that vendors can start announcing who's going to be there.
Right.
You're not going to be disappointed, that's for sure. There's going to be tons of food, tons of merch, tons of I don't know what you call them, knickknacks and all kinds of other stuff. I mean, you're not, yeah, and you're gonna have to get lockers. I'm telling you, because we're gonna have lockers there this year. So make sure you grab a locker, because you're gonna have to put a lot of crap in it.
And as he's talking about the lockers, if you go to BlueRidgeRockFest.com, there is a tab at the top of the page that actually, you can go ahead and reserve one of those lockers right now, get your payment in. Same thing with the tickets, same thing with the VIPs, same thing with the hotel packages. You can literally go to this website, and everything is accessible through one website for everything that you need. So you do not have to go to a bunch of different websites and, try and figure everything out. They've literally have made this accessible from one website and one website only. So that's definitely a huge plus, from over, a lot of venues, having to search for your own lodging and everything. So all the camping information is also here. So there is actually a general facts question, and then there's actually a camping. So you've got any camping questions, any general questions, literally located on one website. Yeah. So we're looking at a few weeks to probably June as far as vendor announcements. So if there are any vendors watching right now, there's the answer to your question. So,
I'm sure they're hunting me down. I'm sure they're hunting me down. I don't know how many emails a day, and I'm trying to get to them and type them in and do what I can do. And be patient with me. I'm trying. There's a lot of you and one of me.
He's only one man.
Yeah, only one. I'm not making that decision. Don't hate me or anything. I can't wait to see a lot of these vendors come in. Seeing all their capabilities is amazing. But yeah, we got the vendors going on. We got some camping. We got the RV spots blown up.
Actually, I saw the RV spots with power are all sold out.
Yeah.
So
who would have thought? But
we did. No festivals for a year and a half. You can bet your damn ass as soon as that thing's open, that thing's gonna be sold out.
Yeah, I mean, we can't wait. I mean, it's gonna be great for everybody.
So, any new information and everything? I would say we're gonna go ahead and kind of close out the show here.
Yeah.
What can we expect from you and Blue Ridge as far as announcing next week? Obviously, no names, no nothing, but kind of just a general idea. What we looking at next week?
We're looking at announcements. Yeah, definitely looking at announcements. Nothing's going to change on that part. John promised announcements, and that's what we're going to bring. Some great announcements next week. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Several announcements throughout the week. It should maintain the daily announcements. We've got a lot to announce, so I don't know how he's going to send it out. Sometimes that changes from what we have set in stone. So who knows? Tomorrow he could come up and say we have the biggest headliner of all, and we never know it. That's how John Fly works. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't eat. He just works.
I would say today, We Came as Romans Spirit Box was announced. So we have number 101 and 102. There is 70 plus more bands to go. Vendors, you will be contacted within the next few weeks, if not in the next month. So, make sure you get over to the website. There is a spot for vendors to put in your application. And then, it'll get handled. Same things with food. There is a separate application for food and vendors. So make sure you fill out the correct form as well. We're winding out. As I stated at the top of the show, Mr. Jonathan Sly has a pretty much question and answer with him and him only for everybody Monday night at 7:30. Hop over to Blue Ridge Rock Festival Facebook page. And if you want to go, get your reservations in, get your tickets. It is Monday night. Otherwise than that, stay tuned to this weekend. There's a bunch of announcements as well as all next week. Every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. Mr. J and I will actually be here on the Asylum Radio Network. Click like, subscribe, check out our YouTube channel, check out all of our Facebook pages. Make sure you hop on and we'll keep you up to date. So for Jay Brooks and myself, thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Appreciate it. See you guys next week.
Yeah. I wake up every morning with my head up in a daze. I'm not sure if I should say this, fuck, I'll say it anyway. Everybody tries to tell me that I'm going through a phase. I don't know if it's a phase, I just wanna feel okay, yeah. I battle with depression, but the question still remains. Is this post-traumatic stressing or am I suppressing rage? And my doctor tries to tell me that I'm going through a phase. Yeah, it's not a fucking phase, I just...